Hi, I'm Wilma Cross. I've been in Chile for 38 years, and during these years, the Lord has been working in my life. I believe He asked me to be a missionary for me, and He asked me to go into mercy ministries because I needed mercy and I needed to learn mercy. At first, I was teaching, and among my students, there were different ones that I could probably name that you might know from Joel's ministry even. But as the Lord called me more and more into mercy ministries, I began going to the prisons, and from there I saw the need for girls' home. The girls' home probably was one of the things that challenged me greatly, because at first I was afraid to do a girls' home, thinking, how on earth am I ever going to be in charge of women and girls who've been rebellious all their life, and how am I going to ever be able to help them? And of course I couldn't. It was the Lord who was going to be able to do that. During that time, the fact that a girl was in the home even a week or however long, for a year, 2 years, the fact that they were there kept them from being abused during the time that they were there, and it was a time when they were being taught what the Lord could do for them and bringing to them healing at the same time as changing the framework in which they could see the world. There's not one girl who ever was in Ruhama who was completely the same afterwards, because they did get a completely new world view by being with us. And whether they accepted it or not, at least they became aware. Some of the girls have come to the Lord after they left the home, but it was because they were with us during that time. We have Rosie, for example, who's been a missionary in Youth with a Mission. We have a young mother who wants to work in the ministry with me, who was one of the first women who came to us. She was just a young teenage girl. On the streets 2 weeks ago, we met one of the girls who was 13 when she was with us in Ruhama, and she's now 22. She has her own child, and she was telling us how being with us for 1 year had changed her life. We recognize that every week, every month that they were with us made a difference, because they began to get to know what could God do for them, and that they could call on Him. Many, as I say, did not call on Him at the beginning, but after they left, they began to realize their real need. So now, at this time, what I'm doing is teaching on mercy. We don't have the girls' home. I'm waiting for the Lord to provide people who are younger and who have more energy and don't have the same health issues I would, and would be able to carry on the girls' home and start it up again. But in the meantime, I'm working in doing seminars and in holding mercy schools. The mercy schools are boarding type schools that the people live with us for 3.5 months and receive a new outlook for their life in order to start working in areas of mercy. Last year's mercy school had a man named Ivan, who has started a new Christian school this year. He's been a director of Christian schools, but he had had so many problems that he felt he needed a time for the Lord to work in his life again. It was like he needed a 3.5 month personal retreat with the Lord, and that's what he did with us. And his life now, he himself says, I'm not quite sure what would have happened to me if I hadn't had this time. It changed my life. It changed my view of who God is. I just needed this time. Another of the people who did last year's school is a young man who is working with Youth with a Mission in Constitucion, and he's part of the building team down there, working in reconstructing homes after the earthquake. Another has become the house, it's like the house administrator at the Ruhama house, and she'll be on our next school's staff. And, well, actually 2 of the women from last year are going to be on our staff for the Mercy School that starts now in April. A Mercy School has as its goal opening up our understanding and our heart of who God really is in His holiness, because as we see His holiness, we can understand then the perspective of who we are, what our heart's needs are, and what the needs of anyone else who needs mercy, what their needs are. So, going into any area of mercy ministry after being at our mercy school is possible. We're not talking about how to do something like how to build a house or how to have a girls' home, but rather how to help someone whose heart has been broken through so many things and who needs God's mercy. So we work on the areas that Luke 4:18 talk about, the mercy that the Lord Jesus came to give. He names 5. He came to give good news to the poor, heal the brokenhearted, set the captive free, heal the blind, and set those who are oppressed free. And these are the areas that we do the mercy ministries in, that we do the seminars, and that we do the mercy school. And so